Yes. This class continued of payment. Last class we have studied the species of payment. If I summary again this one, we have three kinds of payment method according to the time, according to the period when the payment is transferred. Okay. We have in advance payment. And we have a concurrent payment, and we have a deferred payment. Okay, this is our payment, right? Okay, this is the species of a payment, right? And then we can again divide each of method into detail. Okay, let's see. In advance payment, I told you CW. Okay, CW. Concurrent payment, I have, for instance, cash on delivery, cash against the document, right? This is representing of concurrent payment. Okay, deferred payment is on credit payment, payment paid later on after collecting product, right? So representing payment of deferred is DA, I'm sorry, DP, DA, and which is very familiar, LC. Okay, so we will again see detail of this method. COD is stand for cash with order. Cash with order. You might easily detect the meaning of this method, right? Actually, cash, okay, money, with order, when order, right? When order. Okay, this method, when this method is written in offer from seller, meaning that the seller want buyer paid in advance, okay, prior to shipment, in advance, prior to shipment. Okay, so in this case, buyer should wire fund, okay, prior to product shipped, right? So this is most disadvantageous conditions of a buyer. Buyer should deposit money prior to shipment, before he receive, product. He has to send money first, right? First, okay. And concurrent payment. The meaning of concurrent Meaning of concurrent. At the same time. At the same time, exchange money and product. Okay, understand this one? Okay, the meaning of concurrent is none other than to exchange at the same time money and product. Okay, representing method of concurrent payment is COD, I told you, and CAD. So I will see these two methods in detail comparing together. Okay, so let's move to another screen. Okay, so I'll write down here again for your clear understanding. Concurrent. Okay, meaning that at the same time, money and product. International trade, we usually call, product as an article. Okay, article. So later on, hereafter, I might use article instead of product. The article is more familiar. Okay. Anyway, I hope you don't confused between product and article. Anyway, okay. So concurrent at the same time, money and product exchange. Okay, exchange. Okay, I'll show you the example of COD and CAD. So I told you we have two methods, two species, COD and CAD, right? So COD, what is COD standing for? Okay, each of these two terms, C at the same time representing standing for cash. Okay, C of CAD also stand for cash. Okay, this is same. O meaning on, D meaning delivery, and delivery or delivered. Okay, so the C in CAD, A against D, not delivered. In this case of CAD, D stands for document. Okay, then you can compare two terms, right? Two terms. And the C is in common cash. Okay, O stands for on, A stands for against, D stands for the same character but different meaning. Okay, D of COD stands for delivered, but D of CAD stands for document. Okay, this is document, this is delivered. Okay, then C, let's see in detail of COD. Okay, then what does COD stand for? Okay, COD works right this way. Okay, this is prior to understanding. Okay, you have to recall that this is concurrent. Okay, this is concurrent. Okay, in case of COD, as did rather stand Paul, cash undelivered. Okay, so when the meaning of this, meaning of this is none other than once product is delivered. Where? Once the product is delivered, okay, at, okay, buyer's territory. Meaning site. Then buyer will pay for. Buyer will pay for. Okay? In this case, COD, seller should, seller should, okay, dispatch article. I told you the article, another word, product. Article, seller should dispatch article to buyer's site, by the on seller's expense. Okay. Okay, seller in this case should dispatch, send, okay, dispatch meaning send article, send, okay, should send article on his expense, okay, on his expenditure to buyer site. And once product arrived undelivered, buyer site, and buyers can inspect, right? Buyers can inspect whether the product is a proper one, just he want or not, right? After inspections, okay? Then make sure, once the buyers make sure, then he can pay, okay? He can pay. Then buyer will be very secure of a product, okay? He can release, he can clear up, okay, all his suspicions, okay, regarding the product reality and truth. So in this case, once buyer's inspections and clearance is required, this method is usually used for the items like jewelry, okay, like jewelry, okay, like jewelry. The jewelry, okay, jewelry has various grades, and it is very clean product, okay. So quiet, detailed inspection is required. In this case, after checking the product, the buyer would like to purchase that one, right? Okay, once secure and once severe and detailed check is required of, this method COD is adopted usually, okay? But one thing you have to cautious using this method is that the product should dispatch not directly to buyer, but instead to representative or agent of sellers, okay, at local place of import. Okay, this means that COD request product should delivered to, buyer site, right? It's buyer site. But this means that not to directly to send to buyer, okay? Just the buyer's site and let buyers inspect that one, okay? And let buyers inspect, article, okay? So in COD terms, seller has only to deliver article at buyer site. Okay, you have to be very cautious in this point. Not dispatch it directly to buyer, but delivered at buyer site. But the recipient, in this case, the accept, is not buyer but seller's agent at local place. Not buyer but seller's agent of local area. Local area meaning the buyer site, okay? Why? Easy. Okay, imagine, okay, if seller dispatch directly to buyer after receipt, okay, after receiving, product, if buyer do not pay for, what can happen? This is big risky, right? This is big risky. So to prevent this risky, the seller send article to his agent, okay, and let this agent call buyer, right? To come to agent area and inspect. And then if buyer are satisfactory with the article, then let him pay for that. Then after collecting money from buyer, agent of seller resent this one to seller. Okay, this process is normal process of a COD. Okay, differ from COD, CAD is converted, meaning that in COD, as a sending article directly to, buyer's territory and let buyers, left buyer inspect the truth of article, but as CAD is contrary. Buyer should visit with seller, or buyer should let buyer's representative or buyer's agent visit with seller's site and inspect and correct document after paying that. Okay, I will give you explanations for how CAD works. Let's go to next page 2. Okay, we have COD just before, and now another method of concurrent payment is CAD, right? CAD. Okay, in CAD, cash, I told you, against document. Okay, so what is the meaning of this one? Into more easier explanation. Okay, this meaning is none other than if you give us, us document, okay, oops, then we will pay. Okay, this is meaning of this. Okay, if you translate again into easy language, this one can be translated like that. Okay, the meaning of against here, against, okay, is, okay, document, if document, they will pay cash. The meaning of against, okay, is purchase, is purchase. The meaning of against here is cash purchase document. Okay, then cash and document should, the versus meaning, exchange. Okay, in this case, the document here means shipping document. Shipping document. What kind of shipping document? Most important shipping document is bill of lading, right? Bill of lading. The bill of lading is a document proving that seller's product is shipped on the vessel. Okay? The meaning of, bill of lading is to prove that the seller's product is shipped on the vessel. So, this document is issued by shipping company. Okay? Absolutely. Shipping company. Where is bill of lading? Then, why bill of lading? Can versus cash? Because holder, anyone, holder, okay, who has BL, that is another way, hold, right? The holder of shipping, hold of BL can ask, okay, product claim. Okay, this guy holding BL, none other than the holder. BL hold can, ask product claim. Okay, he can ask product return from shipping company. So this document is a critical document which prove the ownership of article, right? Proving ownership of article. Okay, somebody who hold this shipping document is ownership of article. So this one can change, with money, right? So in this case, as exchange cash and document, I told you the document, shipping document, bill of lading, concurrently money and product, exchanged. Okay, so as exchange, as exchange, right? Money, cash, and document. Okay, as exchange, cash and document. Okay. Concurrently, 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 product, any payment is completed. The payment is completed. Completed. Okay. 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 This is the how CAD works. For this, okay, for this, how and when and where this document and cash exchange. Okay, I'll show you that. So where, when, how, concurrently, okay, money and concurrently payment done. Payment done. Okay. Contrary, 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 COD. Contrary, COD. In CAD, not exporter, not seller, but buyer's agent visit with seller. Okay, visit with seller. Okay, in this case, the buyer's agent visit with seller. Okay, the seller's site. Seller's site. Okay, so for proceed as CAD method, seller, oh no, I'm sorry, buyer need agent at seller's locations. Okay, so buyer need agent at seller's locations. Seller's locations. Okay, understand? So in this case, the buyer's agent visit with the seller and okay, inspection something, inspections. Again, to inspect whether the article is proper one or not, right? Or not. And then if proved as proper one, okay, we will purchase, then seller dispatch, seller dispatch article, right? directly to whom? To sellers. I'm sorry, to buyer. I'm so little confused. To buyer. And after sending, after dispatcher, and then the seller can regain what? BL, right? Seller can regain BL. So from shipping company, right? This is what we call, shipping document, right? Then bring this one to buyer's agent and exchange money, right? And exchange money. Okay, understand. But one thing we have to keep in mind in this concurrent both of method COD and CAD, seller's risk is always exist. What's risk? Buyers rejecting to paying for the product, or something rejecting, correcting document right there. Okay? In this case too, even after shipping, the buyer returned back to, buyer's agent who has inspected and agreed for purchasing, but for some circumstance, okay, for certain circumstance, whatever, which is happened to buyers, this agent, the buyer's agent, can reject to pay for that, to pay for. Okay, this is risky of concurrent pay, both COD and CAD. Okay, COD and CAD both. Again, I emphasize this is very important. We have to cautious. Once you proceed with a concurrent payment, whether it's a COD or CAD, the same effect and same result and risky. That in case of a concurrent payment, buyer always has a possibility to reject correcting, document or paying product. Okay, so this is very risky point. Okay, this is very risky point. So once you go with concurrent payment, COD and CAD, whatever, you have to keep in mind, always there is a possibility, okay, of buyer's rejections to paying for, or rejection to not correcting document. Not correcting document is always the same meaning of not paying for product. Okay, so this is risky. Okay, and we will go to next, deferred payment. Okay, deferred payment. Deferred payment. Okay, we have studied in advance payment. We have studied concurrent payment and remaining rest method. We will study deferred payment here, right? Okay, the species of deferred payment is DP, DA, and most payments method called LC. Okay, we have three major representing payment as a deferred payment. So prior to look into details of this method, the concept of a deferred payment, meaning that the deferred is postponed and delayed. Postponed and delayed. Okay, delayed payment. Okay, delayed payment, in other words, credit payment. Credit payment. We pay later after we collect product. Pay later after collecting product. Okay, agree? Okay, this is we called deferred payment. We pay later, but first we collect product. Okay, so delayed payment, credit payment. Okay, this is deferred payment. Okay, we have DA and DP, and one more thing I have omitted is OA. Sorry about this. OA. This is open account. Okay, so we will go in detail in turn each of this. Okay, DP. Okay, DP is document against payment. Okay, this is a quite familiar explanations, familiar name. Document against payment. Yes, we have seen just before at CAD. Okay, in this CAD is a concurrent payment and cash against document. Okay, let's compare two expressions and two terms, CAD, cash against. Okay, and document against, cash against. Okay, here DP, I'll write down below here, and document against, okay, payment. Document against payment. Okay, let's compare again details here. the cash, the payment is the same meaning but different term, right? The pays, cash and payment is the same. Document here is the same terms representing shipping document. Shipping document, right? Okay. Against is purchase. It's the same, right? This is BS, purchase. This is purchase, okay? Okay. CAD, let's see. Give me cash and I will give you, oh, I'm sorry. Give me document, then I will give you cash. Okay, below DP, this is the meaning of DP. Okay, give me payment and I will give you document. Eventually, these two expressions is the same, but already different terms, right? Okay, the reason why we use, cash instead of payment is to distinguish these two terms, but the same method. The same method, then why different terms? Because we have a big difference between these two terms. Then what is the big difference? The big difference is whether draft is issued or not. What? Draft is issued. Draft is issued or not. Okay? Okay. I told you again, in concurrent payment CAD and deferred payment DP is the same procedure, but different terms. Okay? The reason the same procedure but different term is because we have one big difference between two terms, between two methods. The big one difference is none other than the draft issuing. I mean, whether draft is issued or not. That is one big difference between two methods. Okay? In case of CAD, we do not issue draft. Okay? But DP, we issue draft. Meaning that draft is used, draft is not used. Okay? Draft is used, draft is not used. That's a big difference between two methods. Then we have to see what draft means then. Okay? So I will show you what draft means. Okay, next page. We will go draft, right? Draft. Draft. Okay, what is draft then? Draft is bond. Okay, draft is a bond. Okay, draft is a bond. Okay, asking from okay, from seller to buyer dot buyer should pay immediately. Okay, the meaning of draft is bond asking from seller to buyer that buyer should pay immediately. Okay, that is the draft. So draft is published. Draft is issued by buyer. I'm sorry, by seller. Oops. By seller. Okay. By seller. Understand? So this is draft. Okay. Draft is bond urging, bond again, bond urging buyer, urging buyer paying for, right? Urging buyer paying for, right? Buyer paying for. Okay, this is bond. This is, what I call, this is document, one kind of document, like a check, right? Check. Urging buyer paying for. Okay, from whom? By seller. The seller's urging. In other words, seller's urging. Okay, urging bond. Okay, so draft is like that. So draft is used for, once draft is used, there is a D. Okay, same procedure, DP, and draft is not used, that is CAD. Okay? Okay, this is big difference between two, right? Between two, whether draft is issued or not, whether draft is used or not. Okay? So DA and DP. Okay, so I have already expressed CAD, then you can refer to CAD to understand the DP, right? DP. But I will show you the diagram of DP. Okay, for your easy understanding. Even we have very similar with CAD, but we need two extra explanations for DP. So let's go to the DP address page. Okay, usually different from C. The process is much similar, but as DP use draft. I told you what meaning of draft, right? So okay. DP. Let me give you a more secret one. Okay, secret one. Okay, and CAD. I told you, and DP is similar. I told you, but as DP used, draft. As DP used draft, we need the extra, explanations how DP works. So DP used draft. So DP, in case of DP, similar, but DP is presented by bank or by bank, usually bank as a agent of a, as agent of a seller. Okay. In this case, we have, I'll show you the diagram. We have a seller here, and we have a buyer here. Okay, they have a contract between two. And according to the contract, the seller shipment. Okay, after shipment, the seller collect, shipping document from shipping company. Like Hanjin was bankruptcy, and Hyundai, the Rhinos meaning the shipping service from hub to hub. Okay, just the hub to hub servicing company we call the shipping company. The shipping company issue bill of lading, right? BL. They issue BL. It's very important document, right? This BL. After correcting the shipping document, right? Shipping document, the seller will, after correcting shipping document. Okay, after correcting shipping document, okay, the seller will visiting with the bank of seller's locations. Okay, seller's locations. Okay, then asking this bank, okay, sending to buyer's bank of a buyer's location, right? Buyer's location. Okay, then at this time, seller issue, draft. The meaning of draft is urging whom? Urging buyer paper, right? Paper product. Okay, draft and give document, right? Shipping document plus draft. Okay, the draft is issued from whom? From seller, right? Okay, the seller convey, shipping document, this document, right? BL, like this one, this document, and urging document, draft together. He submit, right? He submit to the bank of seller's location, then asking this one to send to buyer's bank. and urging, paying. Okay? Then this bank cracked document and wrote draft and file it and send to buyer's document. Buyer's bank. The bank located buyers. Then this bank will again, okay, submit, right? Okay, draft and document. Okay, I told you draft is a document urging buyer paying for, and this document is a shipping document. The buyer can claim, once this product arrive at the buyer's harbor, buyer's pier, he can only crack product once he has this document. Without this document, he cannot claim his product, right? So, in this process, the seller, after sending the product to the, buyer and crafting, shipping document and file it and goes to bank and ask bank to send document and draft. The draft is an urging document, right? Give me money. This means, give me money. To whom? To buyers, okay? And asking this bank to send this to buyer's bank, and buyer's bank contact buyer and collecting money, okay? Like this process, okay? Okay, this is the DP, okay? In this case, this bank, we generally call this bank as a collecting bank. Collecting bank. Okay, this bank, seller's bank, sending document and drafted to the buyer's bank. This sending bank from sellers is a remitting bank. Be called remitting bank. Okay. Okay. This term is also very important. Okay. Once expressed as a remitting bank, you should detect what the remitting bank means and the laws. Okay. And collecting bank will directly collecting, money as a, present as also at the same time it can be a presenting bank, right? Presenting document and draft and exchange money with the document. At this point, this DP term is applied. Okay, I received, document and draft from whom? From sellers here, and please, okay, receive correct document and give us money. Okay, once buyer pay money, then the bank corrects and we send this one to seller's bank and seller will get paid. Okay, this process we called DP. Okay, at DP, once the bank of buyer's locations present document and draft as site. The meaning of as site. As soon as buyer see the document and draft, meaning that's a site. The site is known of C. It's known of verb see. Okay, so as sight, meaning as soon as he saw who, the buyer saw draft and document. As soon as, at the same time, he should pay for. Okay, that is the document against the payment. So document against the payment, under the document of against the payment, the buyer pay for immediately after he see the document as sight. So we call this one as sight. Okay, as sight. Okay, so this is the due process of a document against payment. Okay, okay. Then following time we will have a DA and LC and open account at the same time. Okay, see you next time. Bye bye.